Today's video is so exciting! Yay! So it's 2018. Yes! And it's a whole new year. Last year I've had one of the craziest years of my life. I graduated and now I'm like, so what is 2018 going to hold? Thank you so much for all of you guys who have been following me for the past year. As you know, my vegan experiment was a 1-year-long experiment. And that year is over. So, conclusions, I feel fantastic. I've spent way less money on food and I have learned so much about how my body functions. I did everything I could as a consumer to decrease my environmental impact on the planet. Just by being vegan, I saved over 300 animals' lives. I saved over 2,000 kilograms of CO2 being pumped into the atmosphere, and just all these numbers. Look at that. Isn't that crazy? So that's from the consumer's perspective, and I still think every single one of you can at least cut down your meat intake. And remember, every time you say no to a burger and choose a veggie burger, you're saving something like 10 hours worth of your tap running at home. That's a lot of water. So that's what we can do as consumers, is eat less meat, create a demand for plant-based products, create a demand for healthy vegetables. Now, that's another thing I came across this year, is what are actually healthy vegetables? They're not nutrient dense as they used to be. And the very simple answer to that is agriculture. Agriculture and the way commercial agriculture especially is going now, there's a lot of monocultures, therefore constantly taking nutrients and vital minerals out of the soil. Yearly tilling means all of that carbon and nitrogen, which should be staying down below and then helping the plants grow healthily, is being messed up. I think unthought through agriculture is the #1 reason for topsoil loss, the leading cause of deforestation and of carbon emissions, and it just keeps going on. But what if I told you all these things could be fixed with one relatively simple solution, and it's looking towards nature? Plants aren't meant to grow in isolation. They're meant to grow in complex ecosystems, surviving by cooperating together. It's this cooperation between plants which has brought us just all of the nature that you see off David Attenborough. Biomimicry is one of the coolest things out there, and I highly recommend you check out how termites create air conditioning in their giant termite mounds and how this can be actually applied in human buildings. What regenerative agriculture is and what agroforestry is trying to mimic these nature's systems to create a fully functioning agricultural model. This agricultural model doesn't just take away from the soil, it actually puts things back. And this is what Mazi Farm is trying to do. So I'm going to be moving to Greece, living on Mazi Farm for several months, I don't know how long, and essentially helping develop this model of agriculture. Oh, but you studied physics, you don't know much about farming? True, I don't, and that's why I'm so excited about this. I love learning. I'm challenging myself to learn as much as I can about forestry and microbiology and soil and all these different things, and help the Mazi team, which are absolutely amazing, to develop this regenerative agricultural model in the Mediterranean. Ernst Gotsch, which is like the godfather of this regenerative farming, he actually has created his own microclimate on his 500-acre land. How amazing is that? Increasing the amount of rain in a 5-kilometer radius? Wow! The general consensus is that one tree in its life takes 1 ton of carbon dioxide from the air. Now this is a really rough estimation because there's so many different types of trees who grow at different speeds, therefore harvest different amounts of carbon throughout their lives. I highly recommend doing this little calculation thing down below to see how many trees you'd have to plant a year to kind of eliminate the carbon impact that you created. I did it, and I think I need to plant 69 trees a year because I fly so much. But I already have planted about 70 trees, so yes, I'm good for 2017. So let's see how many trees I can plant in 2018. Oh yes, other things that I'll be doing. I'm starting a podcast which is going to be Sustainable Chats with Kat, and it's going to be me talking to a whole bunch of leading specialists in everything to do with ocean conservation, shark conservation, regenerative agroforestry, veganism, and all things conservation and sustainability. And I'm very excited for you guys to check it out. So keep your eye out for that. I'll be posting more updates. if you want to subscribe not only to here, but subscribe to my Instagram, because that's where I do post most of my regular updates, but as well as my website. You can actually join the mailing list, and there I send out weekly newsletters kind of letting you know what's going on. I'm very excited about this podcast. So yes, I have the podcast happening, I have me working on Mazi Farm with the Epic Mazi team, and of course I'll continue doing once a week videos for you guys on all things zero waste, sustainability, veganism, scuba diving, and anything else you might want to see. So let me know down below, what are your plans for 2018, and if there's anything else you'd like to see from me. Yay!